Crumplehorn toilets. Yes. Some other time, perhaps. The 2005 Suzuki Super Carry. Small, slow, but I think if you add it all up, there's probably still more room in the back than my van has. Oh yeah, a 1972 V-dub. Very nice. I mean, not my cup of tea for, well, if ever you've considered owning one of them, you'll know the reasons why I wouldn't want one. 2015 Nissan NV200. Yeah, very inconspicuous shade of dark grey. A man can dream, can't he? That is probably, if of all the vans I could have, that would be the one I would have. Just me, or has it been a long time since I've done a pretty quaint old village walkabout? In my 20s, I used to have a very social life, as a lot of young people might. And one of my social circles was the Kung Fu Club, where I trained for my 20s and 30s. And we used to like to have an annual get-together, a training week down here in Polperro. And I was also doing triathlons at the time, the 220 triathlon series in particular, and I decided one day to cycle all the way from Bath down to Polperro through Wells, Somerset and Devon to here. It's 220 miles, longer than any stage of the Tour de France, and I did it. I set off Midsummer's Day, 4 in the morning, got here just as the sun set about 10 o'clock and saw my friends hitting this road. I couldn't do any training all week because my legs had gone. They were just jelly. And when it came time to cycle back, I was averaging 3 miles an hour. It took me all day to get to the middle of Dartmoor. I slept under a bridge, and the next day I got to Tiverton. And then I only had enough money. I couldn't take the train all the way back, so I just got as far as, I think, Tiverton to Taunton. Then I cycled 50 miles back from Taunton. But it increased my capacity for triathlons, you know, because when you're doing like only 100-mile bike ride in between, yeah, like it's ridiculous, like a mile-long swim in open water like the sea, and then you do that bike ride, and then you do, well, a quarter, full or half marathon depending on the size of the event. Right, anecdote over, back to filming. It's nice and sheltered in amongst these buildings, but I should have put my winter jacket on for the harbour. course, the centerpiece of a fishing village is the harbour. Wow, I'm getting a rush of associative memories from 30 years ago. I think the first time I came here with the Kung Fu Club was, I was 21. That's a full 32 and a half years ago. I sank so much cripple cock scrumpy in the Blue Peter. And there's the classic jigsaw puzzle box cover of the perfect Cornish fishing village of Polperro. That's the sort of thing the SLR tripod crew would be entertained by. Really starting to miss my overcoat. Oh. The wind is chilly. Well, that was good to see Polperro again after all those years. Bringing back so many memories. Yeah, other beautiful fishing villages in the United Kingdom I've seen are Moilfra in Anglesey, and then you got Fife, any harbour in Fife. That's random. Subscribe there. Well, I have no idea where I'm going to park and sleep tonight. I'm just following the coast of Cornwall around and looking at beautiful scenery.